Predator is truly one of the most blood-soaked universes, and in such a brutal universe, there's a character who stands out the most. He's more enigmatic and badass than the other Yautja, and that is none other than Ghost. This is a fan-made Yautja who has a taste for blood for the super predators. He likes the thrill, and while he may not be a part of the official Alien vs. Predator canon, Ghost has a legacy that has made him well-loved enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with Ahab. So now, the question is, but before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Ghost? What is his origin story? So guys, gather around and let me start from the beginning. The whole idea of the Ghost Predator came from the imagination of the Alien vs. Predator fan community. However, his origins were given a lot of structure and narrative depth via various platforms, like YouTube fan films and other write-ups on platforms like AVP Amino and AVP Wiki. Just like Ahab is a bit of a rogue amongst Yautja, so is Ghost. He is not another Yautja warrior. He is a rogue agent. He is a specter amongst the hunters, and his name? It's more of a warning than simply a moniker. Now, from whatever we know about the Yautja, we know that they gain their stripes through the clan-led missions and ceremonial hunts. However, Ghost's backstory is not like this. It is drenched in betrayal and, of course, blood. Loads and loads of it. According to the fans, Ghost was a part of an extremely noble Yautja hunting clan. This clan was renowned for discipline, adherence to the sacred hunt code, and honor. Ghost trained alongside his brethren. He mastered stealth and the use of alien tech and tactics, hoping to come out victorious from the deadliest game across galaxies. However, things changed when the super predators descended upon them. These super predators were larger, more brutal, and they were considered taboo by the mainstream predators. These were dangerous and absolutely bloodthirsty. They were completely remorseless as they hunted down each member of Ghost's clan, not out of honor or pride, simply out of dominance. They enjoyed chaos, lacked discipline, and looked at everything that this clan stood for as something pathetic. This ambush was brutal. The super predators tried to kill every member of the clan and left the ones who were barely alive for dead. Ghost was one of those who were left for dead. I'm not confirming that this kill would come back to haunt the super predators, as Ghost survived the whole ordeal purely out of will. He wanted justice, vengeance, something to prove that the death of his brethren would be respected. But no one stood by him. Everyone, including the elders, wanted nothing to do with Ghost and his vengeance, as they did not want to reignite the ancient blood with the super predators. But Ghost did not have any of that. In his eyes, this was nothing worse than a betrayal. This cowardice had no place in his life, and so Ghost chose to walk away. Not from the vengeance, but from the people. He broke away from the clan, let go of his clan insignias, and created his very own armor that physically and metaphorically rejected the tradition of refusing to have his back. Ghost was the one-man army, ready to wage a war against the super predators all by himself. So now, he became the lone specter, a vigilante working outside the normal laws and quorum of their species, hence his moniker. Now, when it comes to how he exacted his revenge from the super predators, accounts vary a bit. Some stories say that his early missions were extremely brutal. He would infiltrate the super predator camps, destroy their trophies, and slaughter them while they slept. Some other stories depict Ghost as someone who went toe-to-toe with the champions amongst the super predators, showcasing how his discipline and razor-sharp intelligence could outmatch and outsmart the brute strength these super predators had. He was legendary amongst the Yautja for going up against the super predators and killing them off like they were nothing. To the super predators, Ghost was their boogeyman. For any other predator, this was a warrior who was dancing the thin line between honor and madness. As you may have guessed from his history so far, Ghost is kind of like the mythological anti-hero. Some fans have even called him the Yautja Ronin, a warrior who has no master. He's like the Punisher, or Geralt of Rivia, going after people who have wronged others, following his very own set of rules. When he kills, he does not do it for sport or for fun. He does it because that would be the right call to make. He does not hunt to collect trophies. He hunts to send a message, and the message is, super predators' days are numbered. Their reign of terror and brutality is over. As Ghost discarded his clan insignias, he was exiled from the mainstream Yautja society. society, even though the most elite of Yautja knew about it. In fact, he has his own little fandom of young Yautja who look up to him. Fan stories describe many such young rogues trying to reach out to Ghost, hoping to learn from or join his cause. However, most do not come across him. The very few who manage to, some of them are killed because they just ain't right, and the others who manage to survive come out with a story of a man whose armor is so dark it looks like the void, and his presence so chilling that they felt their blood run cold. Isn't it so fascinating that what started out as a fan creation is somehow extremely well loved? His origin story of balancing out the forces of super predators by going out as a one-man army truly makes him a monster that everyone either fears or respects. Role of Ghost in fan lore. Ghost Predator came for us, the die-hard fans of Alien vs. Predator. Ghost is the ultimate fan-made legend, and the command he holds in the community shows just how powerful fan creativity can be when the story is backed by the right lore, passion, and is absolutely badass. While technically Ghost Predator is a fan fiction, over the years, Ghost has transcended from that and become almost an icon in the Alien vs. Predator universe. An icon of vengeance, rebellion, and of course, independence. The concept of Ghost first blossomed as a speculative idea in forum posts. Slowly, it spread to fan arts and roleplay stories in popular fan sites like Amino and Wiki. However, the reason that Ghost is so popular is because of his narrative utility. He filled a gap in the Predator lore that most fans did not even know they needed. The idea of a lone predator who specifically went after the super predators introduced in Predators from 2010 sounded absolute fantastic. Ghost defies tradition in a fandom where predictable honor code and ceremonial trophy kills are the norm. So in a way, Ghost was a breath of fresh air. He ended up being catapulted to stardom when fans started to create videos of him. These videos not only gave him a face that we could visualize him with, but also deepened his mythos. Fans from various parts of the world worked together to piece together his timeline and create armor upgrades. Fans debated over his first super predator kill and even considered creating crossovers with Ahab and Wolf, other fan favorite predators, who we have definitely covered, and you should 100% check out those videos. You see, with Ghost, endless possibilities opened up for fans, especially the ones who wanted to create their own stories, and Ghost rode that wave just fine. Ghost's main unique selling point is that he answers the what-if question that has plagued the Predator community for a really long time. People have often wondered what would have happened if a Yautja started taking out the cruelest, biggest, and most genetically advanced super predators. And not out of honor or anything, out of moral obligation? These questions hit a nerve with fans, especially the ones who believed the super predators to represent the corrupted part of the Yautja society. So when Ghost came out, fans held on to him. He was not just an anti-hero either, he was a commentator. If you look at the fan creations who have created many Ghost Predator videos, you'll notice that Ghost has an undeniable mythology vibe to it. While Scar and Wolf work in squads, and Ahab works with humans, Ghost is portrayed more as a legend, a bedtime story that Yautja would tell younger baby Yautja to scare them off to sleep. He is the dark answer to the corrupted super predators and their dominance. His mythic role and thematically greater implications separate him from the other predators we've met so far. In a way, he's a force to be reckoned with. In the fan roleplay circles, Ghost is the aspirational outcast. He's like Spawn from Image Comics, where he embodies the fantasy of walking away from the corrupt society and forging his very own fate. His exile is like a badge of honor in that sense. Fans got a clean slate to project their ideals, vengeance, and frustrations onto Ghost. The intoxicating message that Ghost gives to fans is, screw your rules, I make my own. And who doesn't love that? On top of all of that, over the years, he has become a reliable measuring stick in the power scaling debates of AVP. Fans wonder who would win if Ghost were to fight Wolf or Ahab, or a xenomorph queen. What if it was Ghost who had to face off against Ripley's mecha suit? Could he come out of it alive, unscathed? Ghost may have started out as a fan creation, but he is now a crucial part of the lore, and no one can ignore him once you enter the fan fleet. And since Ghost is not recognized by the NECA or 20th Century Studios, fans decided to bring the meme, "Fine, I'll do it myself," into life and create their very own 3D printed figurines. Not only that, but they have also created cosplay suits and custom skins. One fan reportedly built their very own Ghost armor from foam. How cool is that? So in short, I would say that Ghost's rule in the fan lore is rather multifaceted. He is a pariah and a moral compass that has turned into a blade. He is an avenger. He is someone every other Yautja whispers about, and the longer he remains unofficial and unrecognized by the corporations, the more power he gains. Because he already has the approval of the fans, and that's all that he's ever needed to become the legend that he is. Looks and goals of Ghost. Let me paint you guys a picture. Let's assume the predator species as a whole is a military organization. If that were the case, then Ghost would be that one Black Ops field agent that even hardened veterans were fearful of. Everything about Ghost screams that he is very anti-Yautja. Well, at least anti-traditional Yautja. He does not have the ceremonial armor with trophies. Neither does he have the clan insignia. Everything about his form screams functionality over style. The main thing about Ghost is killing. Efficient, mercilessly, silently, and his outfit suits that aesthetic very well. Visually, Ghost is the epitome of less is more. His matte black armor has no ornate decorations on it or the tribal flair we see on other Yautja warriors. Since Ghost custom-made his armor, he ensured that the purpose of his design was not lost in translation. He wanted to infiltrate the Super Predator bases as stealthily as possible. So in his costume, there is nothing that has a recognizable and very noticeable metallic sheen to it. Everything is dull and covered with the organic mesh material that helps him camouflage. He has a biomask, yes, but it very much differs from the one we've seen others wear. This one is very sleek, almost designed like a human skull. It invokes the fear of death in your heart from the visual itself. You can see the targeting lens on it and a red gleam that gives Ghost a more menacing aura than before. Some fans have given him a very unique cloaking mechanism. This particular cloaking system is his creation that allows Ghost not only to turn invisible, but also to disrupt every technology near him, which makes him undetectable even by other Yautja. His dreadlocks, unlike his brethren's, are far shorter and tightly wrapped. You can make out the metallic coils that the Ghost used to wrap those dreads up. Clearly, fashion was not a concern for him. His gear belts and nettings are also custom-made with a very minimalistic design. They only have a place for weapons that are absolutely necessary for killing. Ghost does not need trophies or xenomorph tails. The dead bodies he leaves behind tell the story of his victories quite well. Even this appearance can be tied to his main goal of taking down the Super Predators. Ghost has no one to answer to, no clan to come home to, and no ritual to complete. So he carries none of these decorations or inhibitions that Yautja usually have. He has only one purpose: kill every Super Predator for killing his clan. In his eyes, the Super Predators are distant relatives gone rogue. They're like a cancer in the Yautja society, and Ghost is the one who is the cure. He believes that his main duty is to excise the disease before it spreads. Fans often interpret Ghost as an intergalactic enforcer of forgotten rules. Ghost kills the Super Predators, yes, but he also dismantles their operations complete. He burns down their trophies. He turns their hunting camps into ashes. He erases the bloodline meticulously. He purges the Super Predators complete. If Ghost finds out that some Yautja are trying to help the Super Predators, then he deals those Yautja the same justice he serves to the Super Predators. Some fans believe that maybe it's not vengeance that Ghost seeks. Perhaps he simply wishes to redeem himself and the Yautja clan as a whole. Maybe under all that rage, all that Ghost really wants is to be understood. He wants to prove that honor still matters, and even in exile, the warrior's code can light even the darkest of paths. But Ghost has never been a man of words. His actions speak far louder than his words ever did. I don't think Ghost is a man, so I'll say cheers. But Ghost has never been a creature of words. His actions speak far louder than his words ever did. In both appearance and purpose, Ghost is a paradox. He's a phantom in the Predator myth, one who refuses to play by the rules. So, he is a living legend. Even though he's on a mission to kill his own people, that crazy plan is what makes him so iconic and memorable. Ghost's personality. Although we have not met many Yautja over the years, the ones we have met have given us a very basic look into the personality traits of the Yautja. The archetypes in their society can be classified into three categories. You have the executioner kind, like Wolf, the honorable kind, like Scar, and the tactician kind, like Ahab. But Ghost surprisingly does not fall anywhere near this spectrum. Ghost does not just bend the rules, he shatters them. Ghost does not speak at all. Even in the Yautja sense, he does not. He is the silent operator. According to fans, he has been this way since the death of his clan members. He only communicates through his body language, actions, and presence. His silence, in my eyes, is more physical. It's psychological as well. He wants to be feared, and silence manages to strike fear in everyone's heart. Another core pillar of Ghost's personality has to be his intimidation. Since Ghost appears only to kill, with no declaration, no warning, or preamble, he is an executioner and a silent judge of his victim before delivering his verdict. In that way, his entire being commands intimidation. But don't let that fool you into thinking that that's all Ghost has going for him personality-wise. Underneath that icy exterior, he has a burning core of purpose. His belief about the super predator almost gives him a religious fervor. He is a philosophical extremist. His isolation is another one of his defining traits. While every other Yautja's identity is tied to their clan, lineage, and legacy, Ghost rejects it all by choice. He does not want to be a part of the system that he genuinely believes to be corrupted. He does not care about approval. He is the lone wolf, and he's okay with that. And because of this self-imposed exile, he is like a myth, a legend amongst Yautja. Some think of him as a rogue AI. Some think he's already dead, and whatever we see is just the manifestation of the guilt that he never overcame. However, it doesn't matter. This status as an urban legend elevates the psychological edge that Ghost has over everyone else. When you go up against Ghost, you are not fighting a Yautja, you are fighting the myth itself. Restraint also defines his character to a degree, as in many cases, you can see how Ghost holds himself back, being the complete opposite of the super predators who enjoy being excessive. This self-control that he displays is terrifying, as it makes it abundantly clear that it is not emotions that control him. He controls the emotions. Fan lore has also gone deep into Ghost's deep-seated trauma. The annihilation of his clan left both physical and psychological scars on him and broke something inside him. The sorrow follows him wherever he goes, and this ghostly melancholy creeps up on him, which can be interpreted as survivor's guilt. While some think of it as the warrior mourning for the culture he can no longer have faith in, I think of it as Ghost trying to navigate the loss and end the cycle of hate, only to perpetuate it even more. Ghost's weapon of choice. Even Yautja have their favorite toys, right? So does Ghost. However, his weapon of choice is very interesting. His favorite one is his collapsible spear. This customized piece of equipment is shorter, allowing for more closed combat in tight spaces. And when it's fully extended, it's the perfect instrument for death. Fans believe that this combi stick is probably built of some alloy that dampens the sound vibration, allowing Ghost to do all his killings in silence. Ghost is like the ninja assassin of predators because he's extremely tactical. Instead of using it as a hammer with brute strength, Ghost uses it with precision, like a surgeon's scalpel. In fan videos, he's often seen popping out of the shadows and stabbing his victims, with no noise whatsoever. Even though he has long-range weapons like plasma casters, Ghost barely ever uses them. In my eyes, it's because by using the oldest weapon used by the Yautja to defeat the most modern and technologically advanced Yautja, he is shoving a middle finger in the faces of the super predators and their modifications. He also has secondary tools like a wrist gauntlet with retractable blades that are shorter and curved for slashing. His cloaking device masks his heat signature from other predators while also using a neural disruptor, making it hard for others to track him even with the cybernetic enhancements. Some fans have also depicted him carrying a smaller spear, which looks more ceremonial than his other weapons. Fans theorize that it could be a memento from his clan or a keepsake of his past, something that reminds him of someone close to him or who he used to be before he walked into this endless bloodshed. Marvelous verdict. Ghost is a warrior, a phantom who is always stalking super predators in the shadows. He reminds the galaxy that honor does not need a ceremony, it needs gumption and courage. And he has both of those. Ghost is the proof that myths can bleed and make you bleed right back. Even though he is fan-made, he is one of the legendary characters in fandom and in the AVP universe. He's very much real in the eyes of people who fear him. And whenever you walk in the shadow, just remember, maybe in that shadow, Ghost lurks, waiting for the next victim. No clan, no tech, no mercy. Simply death. With that, we come to the end of this video. Let us know what you guys think about him, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.